Hey my gorgeous Gemini babies, I hope this finds you well. So we are back. We are going to be using the empowerment deck. I don't know if you remember before Christmas, Spirit told me to put 2 decks together. So it's quite a big thick deck nowadays. Again, all my links will be in the description box below. So I'll take a look out for those. But I'm going to jump straight in. Oh, these aren't really loud in my microphone. So the main energy, we have Lilith, Gemini. Lilith. She's the protector. She is the divine feminine. She is the naysayer. She's the, if I don't want to do something, I'm going to say no. You know, she's the boundary setter. She's, do you know what I mean? You can feel her coming, but she's also the, maybe you're ready for some kind of seduction. Maybe you're feeling quite seductive, seductive at the moment. Maybe something in life is feeling quite seductive at the moment. You're ready to put yourself into something. You're ready to grow something, and in order to do that, you've got to seduce it. You've got to just put that feminine energy into it to grow something, Gemini. So I love that energy. You know, you're going through the rebirth. You know, we are in the year of the snake. You know, we are shedding that old skin. We are becoming who we want to be. I love that energy. So what's crossing for my Geminis? We've got manifestation. We've got the secret keeper. Keep manifestations to yourself. The secret keeper, right? Look, we've got the serpents again. Just keep an eye on them serpents. These serpents, I love snakes. I am, you know, if you know me in person, I've had the big Burmese pythons and boa constrictors, and you know, I love snakes as a animal. You know, I have this like undying, unconditional love for snakes. Snakes and spiders, I'm crazy about them, and dragons. But yeah, it's like, when I drew this, it was like my invisibility cloak. So the challenge is, what Lilith is saying is, keep your manifestations to yourself. Because yes, we have that Lilith energy and we don't listen to what people say, but we don't want other people planting seeds either, or even stealing our ideas, because we know that happens. So why is this coming around now for my gems? Because we've got a need for balance. You are deciding now what you need to let go of. So you may have a couple of different things that you've been wanting to do, or you are looking now and saying, do you know what, that didn't work in the past. I don't feel that anymore. My heart's not in that anymore. I'm going to let it go. I'm sick of holding on to things that are holding me back. You know, it could be people, it could be situations, it could be something within yourself. You know, you're sick of holding on. You don't want to hold on anymore. You want to live this type of life. I want to chill out. I want to be me. You know, I don't want to be holding on to the past, whether it be resentment, whether it be people. You know, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You'll know yourself what you're holding on to. If you can hear better, boo-boo, it's because I'm ignoring her and I'm speaking to you. Yeah, in the past, you've already been through the dark night of the soul. And it's almost like the universe is saying, why do we need to go back through that? You've already been through that. You find that lantern. You find that way out. You know, so you've been through it. You've been through it, Gemini. We don't want to be going back through that. So at present, we've got the Queen. She's got all the knowledge. The scales are balanced. You know, she doesn't have to fight. Not everything has to be a battle. I'm a Gemini sun and a Gemini rising. And I have realised that lately. You know, I do go into fight and flight. Well, I'm more going to fight. And I've just... It's like I've come to this conclusion, like, what is the point? What is the point in wasting my energy on fighting for people who don't listen, fighting for people who don't fight for themselves, fighting for situations that just aren't good for me, you know? But if you look at her, there's something missing. And I never drew her with that intention, but if you look at her, it's like, I've got everything I want, but I'm waiting for something. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for someone else to give you the go-ahead? Because I kind of want to say, do it for yourself. Look in that mirror and say, I've got everything I need in order to do this. So going forward for my Geminis, we've got knowledge. You're picking up the books again, but I feel like it's almost like you're rereading your past. You're finding where you went wrong. It's like rereading your journals, that type of thing. You're kind of overgoing your knowledge, you're overrunning it, you're going back over it. What have I learned in the past? Maybe you're going to start journaling and saying, do you know what? I'm sitting in a place now and I've learned this. And like I was just on right then myself, I have learned there are certain situations that I don't need to fight anymore. And I need to let other people fight their own battles, because, you know, I don't argue with people or anything. It were always because I thought they were hurting my friend and, you know, stuff like that. And then it turned out that people, so-called friends, were never learning the lesson because I were constantly blocking their karmic cycle. So I learned that quite a bit as well. So, Gemini power this week. The power this week is love. It's to go through everything with love. It's self-love. It's to even love the aspects of you that came up in the dark night of the soul. You know, our anxieties, the things that we thought we failed on, you know, our faults, our failures, that type of thing. Because if we've never experienced failure, we're never gonna know when we've won. We're never gonna know what the experience of winning feels like. Can you imagine that if you think about it? You know, it could be love for another person. Maybe you are manifesting love, you know, but I feel like it's like keep the lips zipped on what you're manifesting. Because I feel like you've got people around you who will have opinions. This could definitely be love, because the outside influence, we've got it again. We've got love. So we've got power being love, the outside influence being love, and we've got the Twin Flames card. So numerology, 1111, numbers could be significant, but it is your time now to come out of this chaotic cycle, and we are ready for peace. Like I was saying with that, we want peace. And whether that's anyone around us, you know, friendship groups, life in itself, 2024 was that 8th year. We are ready to up our ante. We are ready to up our frequency. We are ready to say no to drama. We don't want drama. We've been through it all. You know, it's like, I'm not doing it anymore. I have learned my lesson. I'm not going back to that. I'm not going back through that cycle. So in our hopes and fears, this is a hope. We don't want to go back. We don't want to be tempted to go back to the evil, the nasty, the dark of this energy. You know, so hope from spirit is that we use our throat chakra to say, hell no. And that's where Lilith comes in. Hell no, I'm not going through that no more. I'm going to speak my truth and I'm going to say no. You know, back off. This is my energy. Don't overstep the mark. You're not welcome here. To anything that's negative, to anyone that's been a drainer, you know, there is evil in this world. Stay away. And that's what you're saying. Because your outcome is fertility. It's the Empress. You are now sowing the seeds in order to reap what you've sown. What do you want to grow? What do you want your life to look like? Start visualising at least for 30 seconds at night just before you go to bed. And do it with love. Every action that you take over the next 7 days, do it with love. Love for yourself, love for the earth, love for Mother Nature, love for the universe, love for the people that are around you. Do you know what I mean? But remember that Lilith energy, that I will say no if I want to say no. And there we go. So I love you all lots and lots. Bye.